So before we add the contact to our favorites, so let's do something. So the user needs to be registered and logged in. So to add the contacts to his favorite list. So let's move now to the registration and login, and later we will add the contact to our favorite list. Okay, so let's first do something. So let's close the files that we don't need, and we need to add our controller. So let's add PHP artisan controller, make controller, and let's call it user controller. So hit enter, and once done, let's move to our controllers. So here we have the user controller. So let's add first function. This one, what we'll do, it will display the registration form. Okay, display the registration form. Okay, so let's call it or let's give it name, which is create, and here let's use or let's return and use inertia. Don't forget to import it, and call the render method, and here so you will add another folder users, and inside you will have a component which is register. Okay, so this is the first function. So let's move to the contact. So controllers, let's bring something from here. Let's bring this one so we can use it instead of writing the same thing again. So let's copy from here and paste here. Okay, so here let's store the user. So here we will create a new user, and we need also the request. So let's go back here and make a request, and let's call it add the user request. Hit enter, and we need another one for login the user. Let's call it add user request, and hit enter. Okay, so now we are done. Let's use it here. Add, where is it? So let's remove this one. So add user request, and once the request is validated, so we save here the user, and let's change it from contact to user. Don't forget to import it, and we give it name and email, and also we need the password. Okay, and also we need to hash the password, and to hash the password, so we need to use the hash class. Don't forget to import it, and call the make method, and we give it the password. So here don't forget to import the hash class. Okay, so here we don't need to add anything. So now the user is created. So what we need to do, so once he is created, so we need to log in the user. And to log in the user, let's use auth log in and give it the user. And the user, I think we did not add here a variable that will take create the user. Okay, so now we have the user, and we log him. So once logged in, so we need the regenerate session, just for security reasons. So let's call the request, and the request has session, and let's call the regenerate. So here regenerate, and finally we redirect the user to the route which is home, and we don't need to display anything, just we redirect him, and that's all. Okay, so this one for registering a new user. Let's add another one for displaying the login form. So here display the login, form, and we will add another component which is the login. Okay, and we need another one for login users. So let's copy from here and paste here, and here let's change it to login user, and here let's give his name auth, and we can use auth user request. Okay, and once the request is validated, so we need to so let's bring it. So we need to try to log in the user using the email and password. So let's remove this line from here. So here try to log, or let's use log in the user. So here, if the request is validated, we need also to use the auth, and auth has the attempt method, and this one takes the attempt method takes the email and password. So let's remove name from here, and we don't need to provide it hashed, so we need to provide only the email. Okay, and if we log in or if the email and password are correct, so we need to do the same thing. So let's move everything to the top. So we need to, so here we don't need to log in the user because he will be already logged in. So only we regenerate the token and we redirect him to the home page. Okay, so what else we need? So here, if the email or the password is incorrect, so we need to throw a validation. So we need to throw a validation exception, and validation exception has do with messages, and we can use do with messages, and we can use email to tell the user that these credentials do not match any of our records. Okay, which means that email or the password is incorrect. And don't forget to import validation exception here. So here, what is wrong here? So I think we have attempt. So we have the attempt. So I think just the package doesn't know this method, but the method exists. So next we need to add the logout function. Let's copy from here and paste here, and here let's change it to log out the user, and let's rename it to log out, and this one will receive the request, the default one, and here let's add the request, and finally let's use the auth like we have done here. So we can use it here to log out the user, and we don't need to provide user, so we have logout, and you can regenerate the session, same thing as we have done, and redirect the user to the home page. So here let's add logout the user. Okay, so here we log out the user, we regenerate the session, and we not show the success message, but we redirect the user to the home page. Okay, so we are not showing here success message. Okay, so it's same thing here, and what else? The same thing here, we are not showing success message. Okay, so I think that's all. We have the create function, store, and what else? We have login, not login, but this is login, and auth, and finally we have the logout. So next, what we need to do, before we add components, So let's add the requests. So let's move to the requests. Where are the requests? So here is the requests. So we can use the same thing. Let's copy from here and use for adding a new user. So here let's change it to, so here it's true. And let's give it the RAS. So the RAS we have name. And what else? Let's add here the password. And let's give it a minimum of 6 characters and a max of 255. Let's move the email to the top, and email needs to be unique, and we have here the users. So this one for creating a new or storing a new user. We have another one for the auth. So here let's change from false to true, and here let's provide the roles. Okay, and here we don't need the email to be unique, and we don't need the name. Okay, so we need only the email and password. So now we are done. So what left? So we need to create the components and also add them here, and also add links to our so we will add links here in navbar, and later we will remove them. Okay, because the user needs to be registered and logged in to use our application. So no need. So once he tries to access the application, so we will redirect him to the login, and only when he is logged in, so we will redirect him to the home page. So no need to display the registration and login links here in the navbar. So we will display them just for testing, and later we will remove them. Okay, so let's move to the next.